Welcome to Dead by Daylight Bootcamp, where every single Friday night you can hop into a voice chat with myself and play against the community in a safe kill your friends environment to practice what you are trying to learn. Today we're looking at somebody who traditionally plays killer hopping into the survivor role. They're having a hard time learning how to loop killers, what is most efficient and effective, and how to make decisions that will ultimately lead the entire team to a victory. How are you feeling? Nervous?
I'm actually, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little more nervous than I thought it would be.
Yeah. That's okay, man.
I will say that, like, so I have about a little over 2,100 hours in DBD, and I want to say probably about only like 200 or 300 of that is actually on Survivor.
I told Pandora to give us a more normal killer so that you can practice some fairly normal looping. In terms of our killer, how hard do you want them to go? Do you want them to really put you through your paces so you can see the deficits, or how do you feel?
Yeah, I would actually like that. Just play it out like a normal match, if you can. Okay, Wrecker's Yard.
Wreckers? Yeah, we left it on Wreckers because it's a pretty good map. Pretty balanced out. So
I respect the bags. Let's go. All right.
big
Generator.
Big bags. Good job.
Now, so as a general rule for Survivor, should you work on the first generator that you see, or should you go around?
Depends on the map. So typically I would say work on the first gen you see, or run to the middle and work on like the middlemost gen on certain maps.
Oh, it's lag. Okay. I'm gonna resist the urge to panic because I hear the terror radius. Okay, there they are. I guess, you know, maybe I'll try to take a chase unless
somebody else is.
All right, I'm gonna go loop over here.
Yep.
Run over here.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good idea. I would work on that middle gen.
This gen right here? Okay.
As a killer,
Okay.
As a killer, you know that middle gen's pretty vital to you keeping pressure on this map, right?
Right. I was just worried it was too close to the chasing area, so I was like willing to make some distance. That way the survivor has like full dedication on that with the killer, and that way I can do a gen in peace. But
don't overthink it. Yeah. In that case, if they do run over here, he needs to use that pallet. You got another pallet to your right.
Oops.
Skill checks are hard. I get it.
Oh, for sure. I'm just saying, hey, killers don't have skill checks for a reason.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong. But yeah, in this case, I wouldn't overthink it. I especially if you're gonna solo queue.
Okay.
Definitely be aware of that.
That was a bad idea, I think.
So what was the thought process behind faking that?
I kind of thought that they would lean back.
So you assumed that they would respect?
Yeah, I kind of assumed that they would respect and not push on the pallet, which was probably, considering my killer knowledge, kind of a bad idea. I just assumed that everyone, like, when I play Survivor, is, like, sort of my level.
Yeah.
Like, which is on the lower bracket for the MMR for Survivor, so I gotta learn to, like, assume that they won't respect it.
That, or if you assume they will respect it, you would want to run through the pallet so you make more distance, not move closer to them. So either way, run through and then assess as you're running through. Like, if they keep pushing, then throw it. If, you know, so that, you know, that's a tough part. But yeah, definitely, I can't see many times where you'd want to double back on that side of the pallets.
Okay, makes sense.
And I could kind of explain that a little bit
sure.
later too with some visuals and stuff. But so far, so good, not too bad. I feel like they're playing it pretty easy on you guys, actually. Yeah, you guys might get out of here a lot easier. Might have to do a remix.
Let's see. I don't know where the killer's at, actually. Oh, never mind. Here's some Dyll. David.
Okay.
Oh.
I can't even really figure out the killer's build. There's no Thana. There's no Sloppy.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know if there's Sloppy, actually. But... Okay, so they're taking that chase out.
Might as well get these heals while I can.
Yeah. It's a good job to heal up. It's a good down. They have to try to pull that hook pretty close to the middle, but Unless there's a 3-gen on that side of the map. I'm not entirely sure.
Now, this is something I tend to mess up in solo queue. How fast should I go to the hook if the killer isn't camping? Should I mainly beeline it and just assume that no one else is getting it?
Nope.
Or should I wait a few seconds?
Always wait, yeah. Because as a killer, if you're walking away, so if you're playing killer and you're walking away from the hook and then you turn left and you see some scratches, you go, not today. And you're going to chase kind of back to the hook, right? So, you know, on stage 1, they have 60 seconds where they are chilling. And honestly, let them chill for 15, 20 seconds. Because there's no map in DBD that'll take you 30 seconds to cross, right? So,
right, yeah.
It's good to let them chill for a bit, let the killer get invested elsewhere, and then go for it. And if someone gets it before you, cool. But I think a big survivor mistake is going for that unhook too soon and giving and clustering up when you don't need to, giving that killer like just a lot of pressure.
Right.
You know.
Especially against a killer like Legion, because, you know, like, keeping everybody mending and injured is, like, their one thing they do well if they group up, so... Last thing you want to do is feed that.
Exactly. Okay, we see Legion here.
Legion is over
You're
there.
both injured, so well, no, only one's injured, so... I don't know what slowdown they're using. Ooh, that's a rough down.
Oh my god, I forgot it flashbang. I forgot to make the actual device.
That's alright. We've been working on a lot of different things, so...
Yeah.
So for flashbang, the timing is pretty tight. But you want to flashbang... Okay. The killers, typically, a lot of them, will pick up by the belt loop, they'll lift up, and then they'll slide their hand under. You typically want to throw it right as they try to put their hand under. So they'll, like, let go for a second. You want to throw it right as they do that adjustment. It's very tight timing.
Interesting. So you would say by default that is harder to do than the flashlight, right?
Yes, because flashlights you can adjust.
Right. Oh, I slow vaulted that, or medium rather. Over here, I'm gonna run here. Oop.
Okay, good job adjusting and slowing down. I would be careful if you take a hit like that to not panic, because like that's a strong tile that you could continue playing.
Okay, yeah.
But like if that killer for some reason kited you towards that dump truck back there, you would have taken it down before you could have hit this tile.
Yeah, I saw that over there with the windows, like that one window. I was like, yeah, I'm not heading over there. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a I wouldn't say a dead zone, but it's pretty close.
I know from experience as a killer that window's pretty easily mind gamed. You gotta just fake it, push a little bit, and all of a sudden everyone runs through the window. Here, let me heal you.
I will say,
okay.
You did use botany self-care outside of the boon range. Like,
I
just like 6 meters outside of the boon range. It's gone now.
Active when I okay.
It was in this corner though. Yeah.
Oh my god, I legit did not pay attention to that.
Okay, so working on the gen, good idea. Oh. Depending on the Legion slowdown perks, there could be like Eruption or something like that in play, but I'm not sure. I know thinking. Pandora said they don't love to run slowdown, so we can see how this goes. No Eruption.
Now, another quick question for you. Is there ever a point where you should stop to heal while you're doing a generator that's like this close to being done, or should you just push through it unless a killer's like around?
That's a really tough question. It really depends on if somebody's on death hook or not. If somebody's on death hook, then traditionally I would stop to heal right before you pop it. So like 99 it and then let off of it to heal. But in this case, Fang's not on death hook, so nah, there's not really a huge need. You're in a strong section of the map. If you're in a dead zone, that's even more important. But if you still have like a good pallet, good windows near you, there's not a necessity. So that was a good slug on their part.
I legit looked around for the boon right now. I was like, is it active?
It's not up right now. Yeah, they snuffed it and it hasn't gone back. Okay, so should be panning around. There you go. Yeah, because your ass is hanging out right there. Yeah, so yeah, be sure to keep your eyes up. So in this
That's
case,
another thing I noticed is that I will like straight up like look at one spot and I don't take advantage of like the camera from the survivor side to like look around my surroundings.
Right. So in this case, you guys should definitely go get that slug, because the killer now is going to get 2 hooks, or they're just getting like nobody's on a gen right now, so they're getting a ton of free pressure. So.
So at this point, I should go for the unhook, right? Like get the David off the hook while they go pick up that person, right? If they're not near the hook, oh, never mind.
They're see, like the slug is still down, and they're building a lot of great pressure. So
right,
that's.
I'm distract.
Yeah, so I think Liv is gonna go get the slug, but the killer has a lot of pressure. Okay, so you gave him the bags, and then you left a decent enough pallet. Interesting. Pandora lost you there.
Alright, I'm gonna try to... Nope. Oh, never mind.
Yep.
I did not pay attention.
Not
taking advantage of the camera.
So that's a big one of not making a move before you look behind you, and waiting at corners. As a survivor, instead of being like, I'm gonna go to the window, no matter what, you know, stopping to see, is there even a red stain behind me right now, before you round that corner. So now's where you'd want to pan your camera, see what everyone else is doing, see where the match is going. Being on hook is...
Few people running for me.
Spectator bug's fun. I can't see you pan your camera.
For the people. Oh, interesting.
Yep. Boone in the middle, so it's not bad. They started their run really, really early.
Oh my god, that scared me. So they got disillusion.
Okay, good pan there. You had windows behind you. You won't make this pallet.
Oh, and what if I fake? Oh.
Good attempt. Solid attempt. It may have been better to play those windows for a second and then try to swing over to the pallet. Those aren't particularly strong windows, but they're not bad.
I would say that's also another thing that I struggle with is like maximizing like window usage. I don't particularly run those well.
Right, and that takes a lot of like, as you vault the window, you turn the camera behind you to see where the killer is going to be. That type of thing. It really requires that you master that camera pan mid chase without running your face into a wall.
Wait, where'd she go? Oh, she's chasing.
Yeah, she's not trying to chase you. Yeah.
I saw her running at me. I was like, oh, she must be heading over here. Oh. Yeah, I'll take the go.
Now, in this case, you're on... Yeah, you're on death hook, so... Plus, you guys have a pretty fast heal. Good job, you got eyes on Legion.
Yeah, she's right over there. She just kicked out the boon.
So is there... Okay, so you just kind of left the gen preemptively. Early running, if you will. Okay. So good job. Pay attention. Sometimes just like sneaking around like this is so annoying. Like when I'm playing killer and somebody just kind of vanishes, gets under my skin because I'm like, son of a bitch.
Oh, for sure. But like it definitely has its uses occasionally. It's not like a strategy you should rely on. Like looping will always like be better, but once in a while sneaking in a bad strat.
No, I think that was the right idea, to run back to the tile and then just be very quiet.
Oh, she's right there.
Good stuff. You're gonna take that hit. Dissolution on Legion's nasty.
Yeah. So I definitely don't want to use the pallet.
So yeah, as Legion, once you get hit, you want to see if they're coming after you, and if they're not, just mend where you are. I'd be very careful. I'd go mend near an obstacle, a window, a pallet.
Oh, not like out exposed? Okay.
Yeah, because if the killer does turn and come for you, they may catch you.
Need something to play.
Before you get there. See, like in this case, we're not sure where they are. Yeah, and they're
still
coming
make noises because I don't have Iron Will, yeah. Ooh,
good job.
Close.
Then they might
Watch
move
that red
it.
stain. Nope, she's coming around this way.
She might hit you. Let's see. Good. See, there you go. See, that's the improvement you need of, like, watching the red stain. She might make you... No! No, Pandora, you're killing me.
All right, I'm going to try to make it for this pallet. Now, would it be best to stay at this tile or go for the other pallet? Okay, hang on.
This
David's
is...
in the way.
This is...
David,
oh, my God, JC, with the awful sand... Okay, just kidding.
Oh, okay, made it up. Okay. I live again.
Dumb. So that tile, as you know, as a killer, that's a strong tile. That's a very strong tile. You should take that tile over almost anything in the game if you can, you know. Okay, pan that camera. There you go. Because you're injured, right? You're on death hook, and she's rolling up with an M1. So, you know, if you're healing somebody, if you're working on a gen, especially if you're on death hook, definitely keep looking around. Never want to get caught like that. There you go.
Coming over here.
Yeah, and remember the last place you saw the killer too in that case. Okay, so you're leaving the strong tile. This could be a bad idea. You're too far away for an attempted
She saw
save
me.
now.
Yeah, no, I think she saw me. I'm gonna hang over here.
Yep.
Try to make use of these windows, I think.
Yep. She's now remember.
Yeah, she's gonna make me mend. There we go.
And then she'll probably leave you. So
Yeah,
go ahead and
leave.
just mend where you are. Yep. Yeah. So with Legion, if they stab you and they run up, then just mend where you are. Running somewhere, wasting all that time to run somewhere. Nah. Now you guys are wasting a crazy amount of time constantly healing.
Yeah.
And it's not like if you were in solo queue right now, I would say get your ass on a gen and early run. But this is practice, so tough it out. Oh, wait. Whoa. She has crowd control. Interesting. That's fascinating.
Yeah, I just noticed that. All right, I'm gonna go for the unhug.
Yeah. So
Unless, never mind.
David's got the unhook, so you need to get back to. So middle gen is right now the contentious gen. This is a vital survivor rule.
The gen?
Don't do. Yeah, leave middle gen alone. Go out. There's a gen by the dump truck. No one's touched it.
I saw one over here.
And 100%, Pandora's not gonna check it. Not for several minutes. So this is a really important survivor thing is, and you know this is killer, when they fight for one gen over and over and over, you control the whole game. The minute they break away and they do a gen that they haven't touched all match, it's so easy to let that slip on accident. So this is the smart play 9 times out of 10. And if you're playing solo queue out there, everyone, you have to sometimes be the team leader and be like, I need to make the smarter choice and just leave this alone. And David's going to join me here a little bit. So, and if this keeps up, you guys, you know, if anyone has adrenaline or anything like that, you know, this decision could save some of your teammates too. So this is really, really important to, okay, they keep kicking that gen. They keep ruling that area. Maybe we go somewhere else. Okay. That's okay. Still chilling. Seems like they do have eruption though. That gen did spark. But because this had 0% on it, it doesn't matter. And so, see, survivors, I hope you guys see this choice right here. This is game-changing decision. One person's dead, but if you guys kept fighting for that middle gen, oh, who knows? 4K? JC does need to stop riding your ass, though. I'm not entirely sure what is happening here.
I'm not sure if JC wants a heal, or... I'm just trying to find out where the killer is at. Okay, I'm gonna go for the other door.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Okay, door open, that's good.
It was over here? Yeah, there we go.
I find myself doing that a lot, and so, okay, yeah.
Alright, I'm a body block.
Well, they're right now, they're gonna try to cut you off from the door, so you need to get in front of JC. Or hope that they have a great dead hard. Good play from Pandora here, trying to get in front of you guys.
That. Oh, no.
Alright, now hover over his body.
Crouch, yeah.
Yep, so they can't pick up. They need to crawl, though.
JC, you need to move. You need to move, buddy.
Yeah, so the heal tech, UE fucked it up. Is what happens. We'll see what Flynn does here. So for heal tech, you have to let the survivor crawl a bit, too. If you don't, it's bad news. Also, fun fact, if Legion's in their power, you can get the unhook safely because they have to go through 3 second cooldown.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you'd probably, well, safely is quote unquote, but okay. There's a lot to talk about. First and foremost, GG's to everybody. So yeah, I think you ask questions along the way to recenter yourself. So I think that's really good. I think starting off, just getting on the first gen, there's nothing wrong with that. You could go for the first gen. Really, I say go for the first gen if you're in solo queue, or go for the middle gen if you're in solo queue, because if you go for the first gen, 3 gens could happen pretty fast. So, I would just think about that of like, okay, am I solo queuing? Sure. Let me go for the middle gen, make the smart play here. Don't be too timid. This is like a new survivor thing very much. And like, I think it's okay to like hide, but also don't be afraid to take chase. But if a chase is happening right here at Shack and you're on a gen, stay on the gen. Worst case that happens is the killer rolls up and you're like, cool, now I loop. No big deal. And we're going to break down this chase a little bit because we talked about this a teeny bit. But in this case, I think the idea...
You disgusting beast.
Grim, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, friend. So I think in this case, like, you have the right idea of seeing if they respect, but there's no world where they're going to respect a pallet from like
I check every day.
here.
I put my
You know what I mean?
whole finger in there.
So I think trying to get them to respect, I think you're in the right mindset. Typically, if you want to try to force a survivor to respect it, or a killer to respect a pallet, you'd want to, like, what I do, I run up to the pallet if there's enough distance, and then I'll walk. Like, I slow down as if I'm going to camp it. That'll force killers to usually, like, back off, and then I make distance, if that makes sense. So, you know, you live and learn. I think your idea was like really, really solid, just working out the execution of it. But that takes practice, and that's okay. So I think you asked a great question here about how soon do I go for the unhook. In this case, I probably would have zoomed to the center gen and just worked on it for a few seconds before going for the unhook. This meter here it's cut in half. So, you know, this is stage 1, this is stage 2. And each stage is 60 seconds. So that's kind of what to gauge. So if this 60-second half is halfway, that's 30 seconds. All right, we got about 30 seconds. So we need to probably run over there and get that unhook. If you break this into like little quarters, then each quarter is like 15 seconds. So that's how people are like, you do math to figure it. No, I just look at like how much of the bar is gone. If a quarter of it's gone, they got 45 seconds. If 3/4 are gone, we got 15 seconds. We got to get there. So that'll help you deduce like what's going on, but I rarely, if ever, would say go for the unhook immediately. But right here you see that the red stain's like not in the doorway.
Yeah,
so you could tell they're kind of moonwalking just a little tiny itty bitty bit. And we could kind of see that a little bit. I can't really like slow-mo it, but like there's the stain. It's brighter here, right? And then it gets darker. It fades. So we know that they're moonwalking, and then they get the shubba bang right there. So, you know, just a little patience before you queue that vault up, faking the window vault there. You know, Pandora kind of looped themselves a little bit right there, but and then you have a decent tile. You have a decent palette right here. You do have dissolution though, so I think it wasn't a bad idea to go out to the stronger tile. But just being aware of where your loops are and stuff like that. We know the killer's right here. We know they're running around, right? So be very careful. We see the red stain here. So we know they're on that side. So we know they're not going to mind game on this side of the tile, right? So like ideally you'd want to pan your camera further over to see if they're coming around the corner, you know? So just being like mindful of like that stuff. Because right now it's like you expect them to come around this corner. It's more likely they'd come around this corner.
Right, yeah, which is what they do.
And then
kind of caught me off guard there.
Yeah. And then we're not checking behind us here. And this is the dicey part, is we're not seeing where they are, and then boom. So you went on autopilot and you're like, I'm gonna fake the window. I'm gonna get them. Or maybe it was just like, I don't need to vault because I don't think they're behind me. I don't see a red stain. And then they're right there. So that's just a good moment of like, always pan your camera, always wait at corners. It was really good that you waited here. The aim was a little off in terms of the wait, but it was good that you waited. And then here, right before you round this corner, you'd want to pan your camera and verify. Are they really there? Are they really peeking on that side?